Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still under the weather, so I need something soupy to help me out. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm gonna go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my back room today, which means we get boom, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Consume the Divide shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the band Consume the Divide, well, you better get with it, son. They are a local metal band out of Illinois who've been doing it for quite a while now. The various members of the band, they're veterans of the local scene. And I've been really fortunate enough to, not only run into their music, but to be able to chat with, some of their members and everything like that. They're very good dudes. And it's actually cool. One of the lead singers, he's a fan of Transformers. I'm a fan of Transformers, so we'll kind of spot for each other as far as, like, if we find a cool figure at some location or something. But yeah, extremely good dudes with extremely good music. I actually have some videos of their performances that I've attended over the years. I have them on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I still sick? I guess I'm still sick because I'm old and, my body is slowly dying, and so it doesn't have the same strength of oomph that it used to have when it came to kicking back various diseases and viruses and stuff. But yeah, for a little over 2 weeks now, I've been feeling fairly shitty. I'm getting better, but it's kind of up and down. And I just got through reviewing some spicy ramen to just go over there and kind of help out some of the clagginess and everything, crap that's in my head. But that didn't quite get me through, and I'm still hungry. So, what do you do when you're feeling sick and the American healthcare system is what it is? Well, folks, you go in for some Campbell's Chunky, not Campbell's Soup Company anymore. They moved past that now. Campbell's Chunky, spicy chicken and sausage gumbo. Not exactly chicken soup, but let's be honest, it's also not exactly gumbo. But sure, yeah, this is part of their new spicy line of soups that they've been doing. I did their ghost pepper soup and their Nashville hot, and spicy chicken gumbo. So, I don't know how well it's going to go as far as trying to show off the soup, because it's just sort of soup. But, no, I can't really. The bowl's a bit too deep, and I'm not willing to risk it. So, but anyway, it's fucking soup. You've seen soup before, I would hope. But let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like maybe it'll be a bit better like this. Yeah. Ha 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 ha! Let's try out some Campbell's gumbo. Being that I know some people who actually come from, New Orleans and everything, where gumbo is a thing, I doubt this is going to live up to their standards. But for me, and I will say, that's a nice piece of, I'm guessing, chicken sausage. So let's give it a go. Yeah, it's alright. It tastes definitely doesn't, and mind you, I don't claim to have ever had proper gumbo, but I've had closer to proper gumbo than this on occasion at restaurants and stuff. I'd really like to have really, really good gumbo. Yeah, this tastes less like what I've had when I've had, again, closer to real gumbo, and more just like Campbell's chicken soup with a little bit of spice and a few extra seasonings. That's all it is. And it really is pretty incredible. I mean, not really, but the fact that this soup can taste so much like what I remember being given by my grandparents back when I was a very small child and I was feeling ill. And to their credit, that is something to be said for Campbell's. Like, yeah, their stuff isn't going to be the best or anything, but it is going to be consistent, and typically it's not too bad. Oh yeah, no, we actually got like an actual sausage chunks. Okay, I guess we got chicken and we got sausage. Sausage has a little bit more texture to it, has a little bit more flavor. The chicken, because it's been sitting in there and everything, in the can and stuff. It's absorbed a lot of the stuff. It's a little bit squishier than the sausage. Hasn't completely lost all texture or anything like that. Flavor wise, it does feel mostly similar with the soup itself, but there's a little something to it. And then you got like the rice as the base, which again, because it's been sitting in the soup in the can the whole time, it's not really like proper rice at this point, but it still has a little texture to it. It's not all just mush. Um, it's fine. In terms of the spiciness, the ghost pepper one that I had some proper oomph to it. It wasn't crazy or anything, but like it had some strength behind it. Whereas, whereas with the Nashville one and with this one, yeah, there's spicy, like there's a little something, but I wouldn't say that they're really. I guess they're spicy, but like I feel like at least here in America, the level of spice tolerance in my lifetime has gone up considerably amongst the general population. And for myself personally, I like some spicy stuff. So for me, this doesn't really qualify as spicy. It's more spiced. It has a decent seasoning to it, and it has a little bit, tiny bit of heat to it. Um, but for other people, they might have it. Their tolerance might be different, what have you. So, I mean, overall, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Ah, maybe on occasion and kind of. Like, I think for me, I had fairly high hopes for this one. I mean, not like in the sense of, again, it being like a real gumbo, but, certainly at least within the aspect, like, all right, it's Campbell's soup, they're going to do a good job with it. And I don't think they did anything poorly. But the reality is, I mean, it's, chunky, but it's still very watery soup. Uh, the flavor is okay, but it is somewhat monotone. Like, yeah, there's some seasonings in there, there's some spices, it gives a little something. But overall, it does still just very much taste like kind of Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Um, just again with a few little dashes here and there, but it's still very similar. And then even in terms of the spiciness, like I said, it's really not so much. Maybe the slightest warming at the back of your throat. So for me, I think that this personally is kind of the weakest ones that I've had. I would have liked to have seen them, if they're going to do like a gumbo, incorporate more of that kind of flavor. Even if you can't get like the exact texture and what have you, as like a real gumbo, I do feel like it's a little bit lacking. It's definitely lacking in what it could be, but I feel like even by those standards, by canned soup standards, I feel like they could have done a little bit better with this one. But it's not terrible, and for being something that is ultimately pop it out of a can, put it into a thing, put it in the microwave for a few minutes, I'm not mad at it. I just don't think it's anything spectacular. And that's why if I'm recommending it, kinda, like I think that I intend to do the whole spicy range of the Campbell stuff. I've got two or three more in my cupboard, so at some point I'll get to those. Um, It'll be kind of interesting to see where I feel about the individual ones. I would still say for me, the ghost pepper is probably my personal favorite. But the Nashville Hot I thought was pretty good too, and I think it brought more to the table than this did. So it's not a bad option, but like it's also the thing of like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a gumbo? Because it's not really a gumbo. Are you looking for something that's got, that like New Orleans kind of style, that it doesn't have that? Are you looking for something that's spicy? Yeah. Ultimately, it's a somewhat better than their basic chicken noodle soup, with some sausage and a little, So, as long as you go into it with reasonable expectations, it's perfectly fine. And it'll work for me for what I need for, again, just trying to get the shit out of my head. So, but 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly proper gumbo-tastic rest of your life. I want some proper gumbo. I've been trying to find a place that has it, but like, unless I go into the city, I don't really know that there's too many places. And then if I go into the city, it's a whole thing. I'll make it happen eventually. But final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, when you were a kid, did you grow up on the Campbell stuff, or did you have some some different equivalent, or did your parents or grandparents, whatever, have like different sort of home remedies for stuff? Because I definitely grew up with the classic, give them some Sprite or some 7-Up, give them some chicken soup. And I mean, to be fair, it would make you feel better. You wouldn't be cured, but like at the very least, it would help get some of the crap out of your head and everything. So, but I'd be interested to hear what you all have to say.